So yeah, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into farming.
Well, my name is Natasha Roberson. I like to go by Janelle, which is my middle name. So, farming was quite the interesting task of how we started. COVID came rolling around, right? And we had just purchased 18 acres of land. And the thought process of purchasing our land was to create a space, a village for our family, right? And then, like I said, COVID hit, and we decided that, okay, well, we need to take it up a notch, and we need to start learning how to grow our food to eliminate the grocery stores. I am a herbalist. I'm a practicing herbalist and a holistic wellness and health coach. So having a farm here kind of ramped up, I guess, who I am and who I've grown to be since we purchased the property 3 years ago. First 2 years, killed everything, hands down. However, the watermelon and collards did survive me, though they are very, very sturdy crops. They came back, and chives, the onions, the green onions, they came back, all came back on their own. And I was actually able to harvest some collard greens and cook them. So that's pretty much how it got started.
Yeah, so it's just been a couple years then. You're only,
We're new farmers, like we're still learning. So there's more to it, but
yeah.
like I said, the questions that you have rolling in, I'm pretty sure we'll get all the rest of the information. So,
Yeah, so okay, yeah, maybe you could talk a little bit about your production system. You said 18 acres, right? Do you have any notable management practices or certifications?
well, right now, working on it, we did do some practices dealing with NRCS. So right now we have a garden. I'll say maybe 1,000 square feet garden with just fruits and vegetables. I'd say we may have a third of an acre of fruit. There's a field of fruit trees. And then there's a ancestor garden where there's a mixture of herbs and fruits. So we did the pollinators field. So our main goal is to create that ecosystem here. So we've been learning to incorporate some regenerative farming, right? So creating an ecosystem. So with NRCS, we did irrigation practices, pollinators field, cover crops. So we were introduced to those things, and we now have are currently implementing them within our farm.
Yeah, very cool. So are you producing organically or do you plan to?
Well, because I'm holistic, everything I do is organic. The certification, we are going to be getting the certification, but right now it's just a lifestyle. All
So,
right.
so do you market your products at all, or is it mostly for your own consumption?
So right now, Gloria Manor Organics Farm has some niche products, like our water. We drilling it straight from the well. It's to create an alkaline body, so natural water sources. So you'll be able to buy bottled water from us, juicing from the fruits and the vegetables here. As the fruit continues to grow, we will be offering the orchard style. So when you come in our gates, it's a complete total experience where you will be able to walk through here and pretty much just pick and eat, like eating. That's how your land should be eaten. You should be able to go on your property and just eat and eat well, right? I make customizable teas. So I deal with a lot of clients who they want a healthier lifestyle, and most people are looking to get away from the chemicals. So I teach self-sustainability to help provide you with a healthier lifestyle versus a diet, right? That's temporary. You need a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle to be at your best, right? And I create herbal infused creams as well. I have three lines that specifically help with inflammation, pain, neuropathy, arthritis. These are things, of course, I say help with, right? So I'm not a doctor, but they do have great medicinal benefits. And also, let's see what else. Well, I guess it doesn't have anything doing with growing, but I believe in mind, body, spirit alignment. And I do assist people. I am a neurolinguistics programmer and programming practitioner and master practitioner. So I do help. I believe people should learn how to communicate with each other.
Mhm.
So
Fundamental.
definitely just it's kind of like a whole package deal where you get individualized services from me. And then of course you have the farm. And we have an event venue out here as well. So you can come out here, you can camp, full moon ceremonies, retreats. You can do all those type of things that create the complete experience here on the farm. So,
Wow. Yeah. I guess you're hitting all the bases. That's incredible. Yeah. So in our survey, we kind of asked about some of your biggest challenges. A second ago, you mentioned production issues in the first 2 years. I wonder if you faced any other big notable challenges,
oh yeah.
whether
Oh
it's
yeah.
social or production or community, whatever the case may be.
So we I got the skate card, which is like the gate card for Georgia, which gives you that tax break when you get farm products. And so I did skate because it was, I think I paid $10 and you get this card for like 3 to 5 years, I think. Next to Georgia, it costs more and it's only for a year. We just have to go across the bridge to shop and purchase what we need for the farm from Carolina.
Mhm.
Well, we went into a like a feed store that sells products for farmers, and they refused me to use the card. It was a white ran, and I guess seeing me as a young black farmer, she the young lady was, well, she was an older lady, but her response was so interesting to me when I presented her the card, right? And like I've read and I've of course went through school where they push these things of the division, right? So to actually experience it in the flesh, it was just I learned a lot from the experience. But that was that was notably the most interesting so far that I have encountered
Yeah.
uh, with being a farmer of I guess of color, people would say. I'd say
Wow.
a farmer.
So skate is like a government subsidy that kind of takes away the tax on some kind of maybe some bulk products that you buy for the farm.
Right.
And
Actually, it's more than just the bulk products. Like anything that you get that's covered for your farm, from gas to the tools that you use, if it's for your farm for production, it's covered as a tax-free item. Right.
and
We were refused to save those funds.
wow, and for no other reason as far as you can see other than the fact that you're black. Wow.
Seriously.
Yeah, and have you seen that or anything similar in kind of other aspects along your journey?
Well, I've experienced a lot of seasoned farmers. They're really hesitant about dealing with anything dealing with the government in their land. I
Yeah.
mean, they, even with people that I know work for the local government that's helping other farmers, still are reluctant about getting their property involved with some of the government programs
Mhm.
due to the history of what's happened with our land, right?
Absolutely.
So I have experienced and witnessed a lot lot of those conversations, which are, for me are tools that I can take and things that I can learn to see how we need to move, to make sure that we are protected at all costs with our property. Right. So instead of being afraid, protect. Like
Right.
take the tools, learn from them and see what you can do. Prevention measures, because that's what I do naturally working for the farm. So on the business side, I also deal with prevention measures
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
best of my ability, right?
Yeah. So in your written survey, you also mentioned some challenges with insurance. Um,
I forgot. I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, they refuse to give us insurance. They like would not call back. We're in a very rural area. And so I called one extension office and they were like, well, no, you have to call your local office, which the office that I originally called was deeper in a rural area
hmm,
where there were a lot of people that don't look like me. And I don't know if it's my voice or like, nope, let's push you over here. So I called and reached out to the branch that was in my area, which is the Farm Bureau Insurance Company is what I call, right? And the only reason I call the other companies because the one in my local area refused to call me back. So I finally got them on the phone, gave them all of my information, and she was like, "Well, I'll have to call you back with a with a quote." And I'm like, "Okay." But she kept asking me, like, was I sure that I owned the land? Right? How did you get this? And now that I'm thinking about it, even when I go pay the taxes on our land, I actually was questioned for about 15 minutes before the lady would take my money to pay our taxes. Like, lady, I'm giving you money here. Like, so yeah, I guess notably, those are the biggest three things that's happened dealing with us and having the farmland. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the farmers that I've been speaking to, their main challenge is first kind of accessing the land. But so it seems like you've been able to kind of get yourself a nice piece of land, but still there's obviously other big hurdles in the way.
Hmm. There are experiences that happen that I get
Yeah.
to learn from, right?
So that's
So
my next
just taking,
question.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So how are you learning from them? How are you changing? How are you adapting?
Getting it done. So I just take these experiences and I look at them for what they are. So how do I move to where even if you question me, it doesn't matter. Just long as everything on the legal side of things are in alignment, then what can anyone do? Right. So I figure out what we need to do to again protect ourselves. So there are a few things that we have in line, like a legal insurance. I keep those. And I am a geek when it comes to law. It's like my little behind the scenes magic. I love when I guess I kind of love when people try me, my knowledge of where I am in dealing with the law. Growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer, so I get to dibble and dabble a few times. So I make sure I'm in alignment with everything that the law requires me to be in alignment with, right? And I just take these experiences and I figure out where I need to go. So maybe I don't need to patronize this place, but there are other places that I can go. Like I heard Tractor Supply Store, that's a good place for me to go build my account, and there's no question asked, right? They just go in, they do what's need to be done so that we can get it done. So these places are notable so that I can pass that experience on, that positive experience on, not saying, well, I wouldn't go here because of no, let me just tell you about this place. It's positive experience. So now I can, while I'm learning, I can teach others along the way. So take my experiences, transition them into a lifestyle and teach others, right? It's
That's,
about sustainable living.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, finding businesses that you can deal with that treat you fairly like a human being. Absolutely.
Right.
And ideally as a friend. No, that's great. And I guess to kind of dive a little deeper into the challenges, I guess this is more in terms of managing the farm as a business or kind of as its own thing. But outside of the community, outside of any of that external stuff, what do you think is, for you anyway, the most challenging aspect, whether it's business management, marketing, actually producing the food, the record keeping?
Well, for me, my biggest thing is that I have to learn so many different new things. And everything that you just named, just the examples of going out there and managing the farm, the business side, their products, their services now, the plants, they need to be loved on, they need to be talked to, right? They have to be catered to like children to make sure that they are producing life so that we can live, right? And then there's the funding, going out and getting the funding. So my biggest thing right now is building a team up of individuals, trustworthy individuals that are bringing their skills to the table to help out, because I do need help for somebody else to need to worry about the book so I can focus somewhere else, right? And
Yeah,
then there's an event venue, and then there are podcasts, and then there's a lot that goes on out here. We
yeah,
have a multimedia center event venue on our farm. So there are two businesses that I take on a daily basis, right? And then they're intertwined while still helping others. So my biggest thing is just to ensure that a team comes together so that everything runs like a sewing machine. So I'm at the beginning stages of building an empire, right?
a lot of ambition there.
It's
Yeah,
speaking into existence.
yeah, yeah,
That's right. You have to be intentional about the words that you use.
yeah. So speaking of taking those steps and achieving those goals, is there any tools or resources that you have found most helpful, whether it's like an
Mhm.
organization that provides information or anything?
Yes. So there's a group here in Augusta, Georgia. It was started by this young lady. Her name is Karen Gordon. And it is a group of farmers, and they have monthly workshops and so many resources. So she connects with a monthly farmers meeting. So all of the farmers in the area, they come and talk. There are other resources that come in. I have a funding source that's very helpful with dealing with a lot of farmers, helping with grants, and it's Richburg Services. They help out a lot with that. There's another group called Whistle Britches, uh, very outstanding. Another group called the Land People, excuse me, LAN People. And then Black Farmers and Ranchers of America. And then there's another group that provides sponsorship to farmers and for them to learn as well, called Southern SARE, SARE, Southern SARE. They are absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's been so many different. And so Karen's group is called Growing Augusta. Growing Augusta.
Yeah, wow. It sounds like you're really tapping in here and using the community to kind of help. Are you participating in any of these groups actively? Um,
Everything that I just told you.
well, I mean, yeah, right.
Yes.
Some organizations, they're built more to like send out information and the
Right.
farmer receives it. But are you like actively participating in any of these groups? Like as a,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can, so the growing Augusta, my family is a part of that cohort of farmers where sometimes they host events here on our farm. Of course, we attend the meetings and assist with volunteering on other farms when we have the time available. Black ranchers and farmers of that group I got a lot of resources from them. The way I would say that we actively participated in them with them was the help that they did. They came out and they helped out with grants, with helping farmers get grants. And then I was able to assist us with using their services. Southern SARE has actually sponsored events here on our property. We do monthly workshops to teach our community self-sustainability so they can learn how to grow food, learn about regenerative farming. But it's amazing because they get to learn while we learn as well. So we would they would be able to come in and feel comfortable knowing that yes, there's an expert, but hey, we're learning too. Let's learn together type thing. Let me see. Oh, and I missed one. Augusta Locally Grown is a great group as well. Going to be doing some volunteering with them, but I have been out to their farmers markets. What else? The Richburg Services. They help do a lot of funding here. So they go out and they're our group that assist us with finding the funding. Did I miss anybody on there? Because I got a story for everybody.
Whistle Britches?
Whistle Britches, yes. So they're very helpful with the workshops, with bringing resources together. So we do assist them with resources as well, bouncing off of each other. And the land people, we actually go to other farmers and build these workshops on their farms as well so that they can educate the people around them.
Yeah, so I wonder how the networks that serve the farming community might be able to do more or be more effective in helping the community. Maybe there's an area that they're not focusing on that would be really helpful, or a specific type of kind of outreach or information or something like that.
Relatability.
Relatability.
Yeah. And that's where I feel our farm differs, right? Because with us having the event venue and the multimedia center here, it allows people to relate to us in different aspects, right? Because if they see someone more that they can find qualities in themselves by seeing, they're more willing to come. And our main focus, although it's to get to the parents, is the children, right? You bring the children in and you teach them, but you do it in a family environment. So now you including the whole family, and everybody now is excited about learning, excited about creating a healthier lifestyle. And also everybody has the ability to have fun. And then again, you still teaching them that mind, body, and spirit alignment.
It sounds like you have a nice model for what you want. That's really nice. So I guess in that vein, what does success look like for you?
This.
So you would consider yourself successful?
Right. You should too. Look, every day that I wake up and I get to do whatever I want to do, I own my time. I wake up with joy every single day. And I live completely in gratitude. That you appreciate everything. You appreciate every moment in that existence, right? It's about being present. And once we realize that we are the gift to the world every day, like every time you wake up, you're a gift. That's why it's meant for you to stay in the present, right?
Yeah, it's a nice way of seeing it. It's nice. Yeah. Perspective. I guess that has a lot to do with the path forward. Absolutely.
That's correct. It's all about perspective. And the dope thing is there's so many others around us in our surroundings that have their own perspective as well. So every moment is a learning. It is a learning opportunity, whether you're learning the person in front of you, what's going on, or if you may be just learning something within yourself, right? And just appreciate that moment. Take that tool and figure out how to apply it so that when the next experience comes, it's only a moment, right? And
Right.
now you just get to appreciate the moment.
Wow. Yeah. So I guess I guess I have one last question in closing. I guess I was just wondering if there's anything that I forgot to ask you, or if there's anything that's important that comes to mind that you would like to share.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that everything we talked about has been important. I guess I can just send it off on this note, right? It's all about having a strong foundation and having food that we can identify and we know the benefits for our body is important, right? Everybody deserves to have an understanding of how to create life, even if it's through food, right? That's life. So that's pretty much it.
That was amazing. Well, I really appreciate your time. This has been great.
Gratitude.